Hey guys, it's Angela with Create Your Future. Thank you for being here. All right, guys, listen, if you feel like giving up, if you feel like you cannot persist any longer, if you feel like there is no movement in your situation, this video is for you because I really want to encourage you in continuing to persist in your desire. Okay, so let's just jump into this. What I have put together here, I've made some notes, are just some tips, tricks, little tidbits, little nuggets, hacks to help you in this journey of persisting. So I'm going to start with being on the pedestal. Who's on the pedestal in your reality? It should be you, always you. And what we often do, because we want something so bad, we want whatever it is that we want, that relationship, that person, that job, the money, we put the thing first. We put the desire on the pedestal. We put it above ourselves in that we begin to feel like all of our happiness, our peace, our joy, our fulfillment is in that desire. And that is not true. Because if that is your mindset, that it's in the desire, you're always going to be chasing that. You're going to be chasing the thing outside of you when the fulfillment, the peace, the joy, everything is really within you. You are those things. So you have to make yourself the priority. Make yourself the one that's on the pedestal. You have to begin to create those affirmations, those inner conversations that support you, knowing that everything's coming from you, right? The fulfillment of the desire is not going to give you the happiness. You are going to give yourself the happiness. You are going to give yourself the love. You are going to give yourself everything that you need. The fulfillment of the desire is only the icing on the cake, right? It just complements who you are, but it's all about you. Everything's coming from you, and you are everything. So really take time to make those affirmations about you being fulfilled, about you being content, about you having peace, about you loving self. Focus in on that first and foremost. Start your day with that, right? End your day with that. Put your attention on that. And the way this works, it's beautiful and amazing because when you are feeling this way about yourself, when you are giving yourself that self-talk, as you know, everyone as you pushed out, the world will reflect it back. So whatever your desire is, if it's the job, if it's the relationship with your boss, if it's your romantic partner, they are going to reflect back this identity that you are now focusing on, which is, I am it. I am everything. I am the most important thing. So try to make sure that you are on the pedestal and your desire is not on the pedestal, because nothing matters more than you. The desire would not exist if it was not for you. The desire is here to serve you, to complement who you already are. So that's the first thing. The most important thing, I think, really is put yourself on the pedestal, prioritize yourself, have affirmations, have an inner conversation, stories that support how important you are, because you are the most important thing, right? Don't ever forget that. The next thing is try to look at your situation objectively. So it's pulling back the emotional piece, especially when the emotional piece is going down a negative pathway, right? Look at the situation objectively as the scientist, as the observer, right? All you're doing is rewiring the brain, right? You are creating a new neural pathway. It's as if you are taking out the old program in a computer and putting in a new program. So talk to yourself about this process, right? Be objective. Talk to yourself about what is actually happening. You are just creating a new pattern in your thinking. That's it. You're creating a new subconscious belief. The world is simply going to reflect back this new belief. You're writing a new story, right? And then the world will be the stage that plays it out for you. You're the writer. You're the one that's creating the program. You're the scientist. Think about everything objectively. Pull yourself back from those emotions and just look at really what is happening in this process. Think about the process. Remind yourself about the process. Affirm what's going on in the process. My thoughts are energetic. I am creating a new neural pathway in my brain. These energetic thoughts are literally aligning me with a new experience. Become objective, become focused on the process, and little by little, you're going to take back those negative emotions and feelings that want to really pull you off into a spiral, right? So be objective. Strengthen yourself in this process. Strengthen yourself in what is happening as you think new thoughts. You're planting seeds, right? So be objective. Think about the whole process of manifesting. Think about how it's happening through you and moving through you. That really has helped me on many occasions to de-escalate those negative emotions that want to pull my energy and drain me in a direction that I don't want to go. And then the last thing that I want to add in here is make it a habit of, no matter what is showing up for you, to decide that somehow, some way, everything is working in your favor. We all experience those things that come in, maybe the unexpected, that surprise, the thing that's not exactly what we want. And we can do one of two things. We can bemoan that thing. We can go down a negative pathway. We can allow ourselves to go down that rabbit hole. Or we can just simply say, okay, I don't like it. I don't want it to stay this way. This doesn't feel good. It's uncomfortable. But somehow, some way, this is going to get me to where I want to be. Somehow, some way, things are working out for me. Somehow, some way, this is going to be a part of the process. I'm not going to surrender to this negative thing. I'll allow it to be. I don't have to like it. I'll allow it to be. And I've decided that it's going to get me to where I'm going. I'm highly favored, greatly blessed, so everything has to work out for me. Try to train yourself to decide to direct your thinking in a positive way. Always. That doesn't mean you might not have your moment, your hour, your day, but don't stay there. All right? When those things show up, get a hold of yourself, get back on stable ground, and remind yourself, I'm the author and finisher of my faith, and I'm deciding right now, somehow, some way, it's going to work out. I'm going to get what I want. This little thing that looks like maybe a disaster, it's moving me in the right direction. Train your thinking to not stay in that place where things look bad, where it looks like it could be the end, where it looks like it could be over, right? Pull yourself back and decide that everything has to work for you in some respect, in some regard. It has to work for you. It has to help you because you've decided that. Because back to the second point that we were talking about earlier, in this process, you are the only one creating. You are the only one that is calling the shots. And so you've decided that everything's going to work for you. You've decided that everything is going to take you on this journey and get you to where you're going. So try to reframe those things that look like, they're the exact opposite of what you want into a story that says, somehow, some way, they're going to get me there. They're a part of this. They're moving me in that direction. I refuse to go down this negative path just because of this thing that showed up. I'm still going in the right direction. I'm still getting what I want. I'm not going to allow this thing to pull me down. So make everything on your side, right? You can acknowledge when it doesn't feel good. You can acknowledge if it's not exactly what you want to see. You can acknowledge it. But at the end of the day, you have decided that it's going to work out for you somehow, some way. I've had many experiences in my life where it looked like disaster had struck, but I decided to change the script. I decided to change the story, and things turned around in an amazing way. I did make a video. I made a couple of videos on my son that had the gun safe that got utterly destroyed, his brand new gun safe. It was someone he was pretty sure that he knew that did this. And after we dealt with, a great amount of disappointment, we started saying, you know what, it's going to work out somehow, some way. This is going to work out in your favor. And in that scenario, he ended up with 3 gun safes. He sold 2 of them, ended up with a good deal of money, and ended up with the perfect gun safe that he had always wanted and didn't originally get. That was an amazing scenario for him. And somehow, some way, we decided this thing was going to work out for him. He came out ahead with a lot of money. He didn't even have to invest his own money in that first gun safe. He came out ahead with a lot of money and had an amazing gun safe that he actually really wanted, his preferred one. So it looked like a disaster in the beginning of that whole experience, but he was highly favored and greatly blessed. So that's in a video, probably 2 videos I've made about that if you ever want to go look that up. But we had a mindset. It was going to work out for him. It was going to actually work out for the best. So do the same for yourself. Just begin to have that mantra. Somehow, some way, this is on my side. It's in my favor, and things are going to work out for me. All right. So guys, those are 3 things that I think will help you in your persisting. Okay. Persisting by putting yourself on the pedestal, prioritizing yourself, knowing that everything comes from within you. Your fulfillment, your peace, your joy, all of that is within you. And you create that and you become a magnet for it. Become the observer. Look at things a little more objectively. Look at your situation as the scientist, right? Pull back those negative emotions and think about the process. And know that you trust the process, even though you don't really feel like anything is happening. The process is always working. And lastly, everything is working for you. It has to work for you because it's your reality, because you've decided that to be true. Okay. All right. I want to end with a verse about persisting. This is a verse from the Bible, and I want to share this with you. Okay. This is the parable of the persistent widow. It's also called the parable of the unjust judge. All right, then Jesus told his disciples a parable to show them that they should always pray and not give up. And praying that's the same thing as affirming, believing, and tempting, okay? He said, in a certain town there was a judge who neither feared God nor cared what people thought. And there was a widow in that town who kept coming to him with the plea, grant me justice against my adversary. For some time he refused, but finally he said to himself, even though I don't fear God or care what people think, yet because this widow keeps bothering me, I will see that she gets justice so that she won't eventually come and attack me. All right, so guys, the point here is your subconscious is the unjust judge. You are the persistent widow, right? You're going to come again and again and again. And just as the judge acquiesced to her will, your subconscious must acquiesce to your story, to who you are, to the thing that you have decided you want to experience in your life. It must, right? So persist, no matter what the 3D shows you, right? This unjust judge refused to be budged, but the widow continued again and again and again. She persisted in her plea. Persist. Doesn't matter if it looks like nothing is happening. It doesn't matter if it looks like nothing has changed or shifted. Continue to persist with your affirmation, with your story, with what you want. All right. So I hope that this has really motivated you and helped you, and you are going to persist with a new mindset. Guys, I also want to add in that I am available for coaching. If you'd like to work with me, I would love to help you manifest whatever desire you are working on, help you strengthen your belief, your understanding, your confidence, and law of assumption. All right, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.